Okay, so I was gonna do something I haven't done yet. Most of my videos for lake trout keying are fishing based. Yes, I've caught a lot of macks, a lot of lake trout. But I want to do my first vehicle review. What we have here is a 2000 Toyota Sienna XLE. There's 175,000 miles on it. And some backstory on it. It was leased for like a nap for 6 months and then purchased by an older gentleman who had it, took care of it. Fluids, spark plugs, everything was done at 60K in Carfax, and then at 120 he did it himself. Again, he signed it over to his granddaughter to be her first car, and it's kind of an old man van, and she just wanted something different, and I don't blame her. But so it got put for sale, and I happened to see it, and I purchased this van. Its original purchase price for myself, I bought it for $1,800, $1,800. Now, it did need brakes, tires were bald, so it needed a couple things. Battery was old, but my total investment right now, total investment is $2,700. That includes oil change, transmission service, new calipers, pads, new tires, and pretty much that's all I could think of right now. There's a couple little things I did that didn't really cost me money. I just kind of had them laying around. But overall, I'm just blown away by this minivan. I've had some backstory on myself. I want to say 100, but it's not quite there yet. It's probably around 80 vehicles in the last 12, 13 years. My family makes fun of me because I buy something and I say, oh, I'll keep it forever, and then I sell it. But this one's just been a bit different, and they can make fun of me all they want if they see this video. I don't care. The more I've driven about 2,500 miles since I purchased it, and the best way I could try to describe it is go buy and drive, or go test drive a 2020 Toyota Sienna, and then drive this one. They will be the same. I mean, sure, there's a few, modern day perks for sure, but a brand new Toyota Sienna is $57,000, and we're looking at a total investment, including taxes, fees, everything, title transfer, all the maintenance, everything I'm done, $2,700. I would jump in this and I would drive it to Florida. I would drive it across the United States. I would drive it anywhere. I have all the faith in the world in this thing. It's crazy to me how tight it is, how the shifting is perfect. I mean, mint. It literally is like a brand new vehicle when you drive it, the experience of it. So wanted to do a review, my first review on a vehicle. Probably do more, but we'll get into it here. She's not perfect, I wouldn't say, but for age, and it originally came from Pennsylvania. There's a New Holland sticker on it, on the back from the dealership it came from. But overall, for age, the condition of this thing is a solid 9. There's the New Holland. I don't really care about removing it. It's not worth it to me. We'll do a walk around, and we're coming up kind of on its first little bugaboo. This is not my fix. The older gentleman who had it went old school, and that's a fiberglass resin kit probably, and 5 coats of paint. There's absolutely no rust there now, and for the money, I don't care. It looks perfect for me. Also painted this handle. I'm guessing it was black. It's like they're just got painted the same, but the handle broke, I'm guessing, and it got replaced. So anyway, just wanted to do a full walk around, and we're going to come up on a second thing here. Can you spot it? Oh, you see that clear coat? Okay, well, Carfax, 0 accidents, but at some point, by looking at the OEM bumper, it got compressed, right? So that quarter panel got replaced. Now, from what I heard, and everything's hearsay, it was pretty minor, and if it was me, I would have found a way to keep the original one. They just hold up better. But the older guy really cared about it being perfect, and so he had that corner panel replaced because it bugged him. And I mean, it's straight, it's just doesn't hold up like OEM paint. It just doesn't. And kind of going into the perfectionism, he ordered a paint pen manufacturer in every little scratch. He went over it because he wanted to keep it as nice as he could. So there's your full walk around. Absolutely gorgeous. For you gotta think, its manufacturer's date's October of 1999. So it is 24 years old. That is 24 years old. And we'll come in here to one of the best parts. I'll try to keep it brief, but you'd think, oh, Pennsylvania, oh, it's gonna have so much rust. Look at that. There's some dirt from my dirt road, but nothing. Look at the unibody. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, look at that. Little metal cross-member piece right there. Perfect. And I did have to do the flex pipe. I'm sure you can see it. Yeah, it's right in the middle right there. So there was a hole, so it was a little noisy when I bought it. But discount muffler shop, $100. This thing is quiet. I swear it's like a Prius. It's so quiet. Not one code on for anything. Nothing. No check engine lights, no anything. Now the ABS sensor was, or ABS light was on when I bought it. And that's because these rear ABS sensors, they're circular and they just vibrate eventually over time and fall out. And the only way to replace it is to replace the entire hub, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I got some crazy constructive adhesive that's weatherproof, my favorite go-to glue that is available. And I coated both of them. Only one fell out, the one over there. Coated both of them twice. And yeah, ABS light went off. No lights, absolutely perfect. But you look at the rear of this thing. I mean, look at that exhaust. The spares tell you a lot. I mean, that is so clean for what this is. I mean, so gorgeous. When I say gorgeous, just, you'd think 24 years old, Pennsylvania. I mean, look at that. I mean, this is just like the back cleat. Even that has mud on it, but everything's solid. So this thing just has just been a treat. An absolute treat. And even the surface, I mean, there's no sunroof. I don't care. We'll get into the interior here. So pretty good shape. So this seat was torn. And you can see if you look close, I put some strands, and then this is that glue that I did on the ABS sensors. I did this back when I got it. I just had this stuff laying around. I had the sew kit and then the glue laying around for my projects. And I mean, solid, stuck, literally feels like new to sit on. All the other seats are in amazing condition. Of course, I got the, baby seats in there and the car seat in the back, but that seat's all the way up on purpose. My kids can just walk in and out of it for school. And we'll come back here. Again, interior. Now, I did have this vacuumed out and perfect, but there's a month of kids' feet and stuff like that, so it's not completely perfect. But the spacing is just, there's just nothing like a minivan for the space. Now, obviously, my camera's zoomed in and stuff, and I added some of these mats myself to help protect the carpet. But I mean, the carpet's in great shape underneath. So yeah, and rear control works perfect. AC blasts cold, heat blows hot. I mean, just absolutely perfect. And we'll come to the rear hatch here. Open it. Now those mats are left over. I can, occasionally if I take a garbage bag to work to throw away, I put it on there. But I mean, just some of the little things Toyota does blows me away. Now from the back of it, I'm a 280-pound guy. All right, I'm 6'1", 280 pounds. Sure, I'd love to be 250, but hey, I was a lineman. So anyway, my point is, big guy. 2 of me can fit in the back row, 2 of me fit in the middle, 2 of me fit, so 6 of me. Now, maybe not 3 back here, but so much space and comfort. It blows me away, and again, like I said in the beginning, $2,700 total dollars. Every penny I have into this thing. Now, this handle is wearing out. It's original. And so I'm going to have to get one at some point. It still works. I'm not going to buy a handle until I have to. But I mean, again, like, just so practical when you got family, bunch of kids. There's no sunroof, but I don't mind. I prefer there not to be a sunroof. Look at the seat. I mean, this is 24 years old. And decent shape, really is. Really is. The dash. I mean, it's just absolutely awesome. And so we'll come around here, get you one more look here. Then we'll work our way into starting it. Shut this door. Actually, we'll pop the hood first. There we go. Before we give you the start up here. We'll pop this hood and kind of go over a couple things that I already said. Bear with me. I don't have a GoPro. Just using my phone. So I wanted to prop that open. But boom. Legendary 3-liter V6 engine. I mean, these things, the Camrys, think how long they last. You take care of them, they go and go and go. I did have to buy a battery. And here we're getting into what I was telling you. At 60,000 in the Carfax, all of it done. 121, 324. He did plugs, gas filter, ATF and trans filter, all at that time. And then I wrote this myself. I did the internal filter, ATF fluid, full service. I dropped the pan, cleaned the magnets, did 2 additional drain and fills at 174, 217. Now, he did the antifreeze last in June of 2018. I know that's coming up, but hey, you know, income tax is coming soon, and this is the next maintenance. I'm going to get new fluid. I'll probably do the thermostat just cuz, but he wrote 5 quarts. You got to remember it. Now, the struts were done. I have the receipt in 2020. I just wrote that. The front struts, I mean, this thing just is, the calipers and pads I did a brake fluid change. So, brake fluid's good. Haven't had to touch the coolant, and it's just been a treat. But this is how you kind of know too. Going back to that compressed bumper. All right. So you have, boom, factory stamp. Factory stamp. And if you look, it's hard to see. Anyway, there's a factory one for the bumper. And then you can, that's when you know. So this quarter panel, as they said, has been replaced. And I knew it was, and it's fine. You know, it's just the paint. It just never holds up. The same. Reman alternator, 2 years old. So the original lasted over 20 years, just like all Toyotas. But I mean, we'll start it up. This one is a good one. We'll do this so you can see. All the lights light. Fires right up. Radio. We'll turn that off just for so you can hear me clearly. But all the knobs were AC. 3rd row, everything perfect. Obviously the door's open, but not a light on for anything. We're at 175, 577. But I mean, here, I'll try and be quiet. Listen. I mean, just so quiet. Just purrs like a complete kitty. So he actually did the valve cover gasket in the front, so it doesn't seep at all anymore. He didn't do the back. If you get really close, get a scope or look close, but it does not leak anything on the ground. I park it in the garage, completely dry underneath. 2,500 miles, been parked in the garage, completely dry underneath. The timing belt I was told was done. I took it off and inspected it at a scope. Can't even see the ribs. The inside of the timing belt looks absolutely perfect. So at 200,000 miles or so, I'll inspect it again. But I do believe what they said, that he replaced the belt. It's absolutely perfect. So yeah, there's underneath the hood. We'll shut that. We'll get into it again here. So comfortable. These captain's chairs and this modern like feel. It's so slick. The dash, how it's all held up. Simple yet so effective, and obviously storage galore in a minivan. All right. So much, so many places. I mean, the practicality, especially if you have kids. But again, the tire pressure monitoring system still works, guys. It blows me away. Steering, perfect. No play, no weird sounds, smooth as can be. Like I said, it just blows me away. Obviously, the heaters work to 3 rows. AC works to 3 rows. So much space. Just such a treat to drive this thing. So he had like a smelly, a freshener, metal one right here. I removed it, but I'm guessing it was there. And then he broke it on accident. He even had 2 little tabs here for his glasses, so he could see to drive. I removed them. But this thing is just, I mean, cruise, everything works. I have a Bluetooth. That's my way of having modern. You can listen to music on my phone, plug it in. All the windows work, rear vent works, everything. And just look at this. Doesn't shake, not a sound. Put it in drive. Smooth as can be. No shakes, no nothings. It's just been such a complete treat to drive this thing. It's just, I personally believe that it's my best vehicle purchase of my life for the money. Of course, I highlight that. And the biggest reason I highlight that is, you know, a few years ago, I bought a couple-year-old 2014 Toyota Tundra Platinum. That was by far the nicest vehicle I've ever owned, but it was also $40,000. $40,000. And to think about $1,800, sure, it needed a couple things here or there. Being garage kept, relatively being the second owner. I know she signed it over to his granddaughter and she didn't want it, but I mean, really. Now my family makes fun of me because I typically really love vehicles I get and I fix them up. And then I'm going to keep this. And then I sell it. So they tease me all the time. This is different. They can laugh at me all they want. This is different. I mean, you can go get in a 2020 Sienna. Drive it. Drive this. They drive the same. And you talk about miles per gallon. Okay. I do a lot of idling. I live in the mountains. I average 20 miles per gallon, taking the kids to school, loaded up. I get on the highway at all. I've seen 23 miles per gallon, even with the family in it. But I average 20. And that can buy a lot of gas versus a $57,000 newer Sienna that'll get, I know they get better gas mileage, but for what this is, and this 3-liter, the biggest thing that my biggest takeaway from it is, because I've had Honda Odysseys, like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't want to say 100, I don't think I'm there yet, but I have had at least 80 vehicles, every make and model, Dodge, Chevy, GMC, Ford, everything, Honda, Toyota, Acura, Lexus. I've had them all. I've owned so many vehicles the last 13 years. And, you know, I thought about this. In my area, I am confident this thing would sell in 30 minutes for $4,000 in my area, in its condition and everything that where it's at right now. Let's just say let's say 5. I know that's a stretch, but let's just say I would pay $5,000 for this. Absolutely, knowing what I do about it. But let's say $5,000, right? I'm into a 2,700. The empty feeling of that $2,300 and what I'm missing and losing out on for this to drive away. I have kids. I take them to school. For my work purposes right now, this thing is so practical. It blows me away how nice it is. And it drives nicer than it looks. It runs smoother than it looks. It is just like captured in time. It is perfect. For being 24 years old, as perfect as you could possibly draw it up. And I'd love to go on a test drive with you right now. Maybe I'll do a part 2 to this video. I got 2 baby girls inside taking a nap. And so, you know, I can't do that right now. But this thing is just absolutely unbelievable. Just for the money. And I know I've said that. I've referenced my Platinum Tundra. But, you know, I've had a Honda Odyssey. I have had a Dodge Caravan. And sure, you know, the 3.5 liters that come in the Hondas, they're fun. They're a little quicker. But I'll tell you this, they put this 3.0 liter as a big V6 into the Camrys, into their sport car Soleras. If you don't have the kids in this thing and it's got an eighth of tank of gas, she'll rip. I've clocked 7.1 seconds 0 to 60. Now, you may make fun of me for it. I don't care. I love to, once I get things dialed in, I send them just to know they can do it and to know that they're good, right? And 0 to 60, 7.1 seconds now, full tank of gas, whole family in it. That ain't happening. You know, I think there's 194 horsepower that comes, so just under 200. And you got to build the RPMs, and it'll travel. I mean, it'll climb any hill with the family. You could have all the weight in the world in that thing, and it's enough power. But you lose the quickness with the added weight. So yeah, the Honda Odyssey would probably beat it. But I tell you this, how's that transmission at 200,000 miles in that Honda Odyssey? You already know the Dodge Caravan's probably on its second or third. This thing, original transmission, original motor, doesn't leak a drip in my garage. Nothing. This exemplifies Toyota to me. It just, that's the biggest point I can take away too out of all the vehicles I had. The reliability and how things are made and how they last. I have a Suburban. in the shop. 454, it's a 97. It's on a second motor, second transmission, built transmission. It pulls my dad's boat, pulls my boat, gets my pellets. Obviously it can't really do it with the minivan, but second motor, second transmission, right? This thing, I have a huge argument. There is more life in front of this than behind it, especially since I'm in a garage keep it. And if there's a bunch of snow, I got my Suburban 4x4. This is front wheel drive, right? And I live in the mountains, and there is snow sometimes. It just happens. And, it's got winter tires on it. I did that on purpose, so that it can do well. If the snow's 3 inches or less, I know this thing will do great. You don't have to have front wheel drive. All wheel drive, you have more stuff that can go wrong or wear out. More maintenance. So, just the overall, obviously I got lucky, but the overall grade, I'd say 9 out of 10 for most people, but for me, you think about the money I spent and what I'm looking at right here, 10 out of 10. This, to me, out of every vehicle I've ever owned, ranks number one in terms of money spent and value I have. I plan on seeing just how long this $2,700 can last. I'm guessing a very, very long time, especially since I do upkeep. I do maintenance. I believe in it. I do it in everything. And this thing, like I said, the best way, you think it looks good. Look at this. Look how beautiful that looks. Yeah, sure, it's old and it's, kind of an old man van. It drives better and nicer than it looks. The driving experience it blows off the charts as a 10. It is just absolutely phenomenal. Plenty of power. You have the quickness if you're empty. It's nice to be quick. I don't care what anyone says. You need to pass somebody, you want to get up to speed, or if you feel like you have to, it certainly can. And it has the power with the family loaded up, if we go across the country, to climb any hill. It's more than enough. So this is my 2000 Toyota Sienna XLE. Pinning the video if someone wants me to do a part 2 with driving, I can. But like I said, with the baby sleeping inside, I'm gonna go in and check on my baby girls. I'm not gonna leave the house. But just absolutely wonderful. Original exhaust. Of course, the flex pipe did develop a little hole in it, and so I had to replace that $100. Discount muffler shop. Boom, done. Tires, brake pads, calipers. I only had one sticky caliper. I did them both in the front. Come on. I want to make sure I care about this thing. I want it to last. And did the fluids, trans service. Did that, brake fluid service. Now I want to do coolant, and I'm going to tie that in with the thermostat because, again, proactive. And thermostats are cheap. 15 bucks, 18 bucks. And it's good. I'm curious to see just how long I have this and, how long it'll last. In my opinion, it's 24 years old. And there's 24 years ahead of it. I have no doubt in my mind this could be 50 years old with 350, 400,000 miles on it with the right upkeep and still be on the road. So, yeah, like I said, for money spent, number one. And it's just so much fun and such a treat. I giggle to myself when I drive it. I've had a brand new vehicle. We've had a couple brand new vehicles. My wife we bought a brand new Dodge Durango, brand new. I would pick this. I would absolutely pick this for myself over it. I would. It's just unbelievable. You think about age and all-inclusive and condition, and it's just so much fun to drive. It's a real treat. Sure, it doesn't have navigation, but we all have cell phones, right? Come on. I have Bluetooth. I listen to my music. That's plenty of modernness to me. I care about reliability, A+, right? Experienced driving, no shakes, no sounds, no wiggling, no weirdness. This thing is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So we'll see how long I keep it. I plan on not getting rid of it ever. So we'll see how that pans out. Of course, my family's gonna be like, yeah, Aaron, you said that about everything, but you know what? This thing's just awesome. 10 out of 10. Real treat to drive. And I'm just happy that I lucked into getting this vehicle and getting my number one bang for my buck vehicle I've ever had in my lifetime. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you want me to do a part 2 driving one, I will. But I can assure you, what you've seen in this video, it ×2 of awesomeness is how it drives. It blows me away. I've driven a brand new vehicle. That's what it drives like. So anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. This is my grandpa van. I got a bunch of kids. Practical, fuel efficient, $2,700 total investment. Amazing. I love the thing. I hope you all have a great day.